Now I want to talk about structuring a safe and kind of low-stress life as being somewhat of a gilded cage. So as a sensitive, meaning as someone who reacts more intensely to emotional stimulation, to physical stimulation than average, and this is a neurological phenomena. Elaine Aron, in study of different mammalian groups, there's usually 10 to 20% of a number of mammalian groups that are more sensitive, more reactive, more responsive, more attuned to details than the other 80-90%. And the reason for this is nature's general tendency for variety and winning. You know, if you want to look at nature as a game player, what's the most effective game strategy you can possibly have if you want to win? Well, the first thing to let go of is only one game. The second thing to let go of is only one strategy. What about you play every game that has ever existed or could exist and play it as many times as you want for an infinite amount of time, and use every strategy that could possibly be invented? Now, do you have any confidence in that scenario that you've got a chance of winning? Meaning, if you own every player that's ever played the game, and you have an unlimited amount of time, and every one of your players has a different strategy for winning, and they're all you, what are your odds of winning? They are 100%. You cannot lose if you are nature. Nature takes itself and creates more and more variety in anomalous events, anomalous locations, anomalous individuals, anomalous identities, and they all interact with one another, and one of them is going to win. One of them is going to develop mastery, is going to increase their well-being. And nature is that individual, that group. So nature is guaranteed to win. But our given identities are not. We identify with us as distinct from something else. And if we're fear-based or traumatized, we cling to our identities to protect us from the unknown, because the unknown is a few inches away from our worst fears, which represent our worst possible pains. So nature is guaranteed to win. Our identities are not. In fact, our identities, which often mirror the larger cultural environment, are pretty much guaranteed to lose. If you look at the 10,000 cults in human history, the 10,000 languages and mythologies and different patterns of interacting that anthropologists estimate for human history, almost all of them are dead. Almost all cultures are dead because they did not fulfill their promise to the majority to deliver well-being more effectively than any other way. Those cultures encountered other cultures, and people said, wait, do you mean the Danish have free health care? Do you mean if I lived in Denmark, I would get paid $1,000 a month to take a college course that I wanted for free, and I'd get free health care and great housing and this, and the parks are nicer? Do you mean to say that if I was doing it like the Danish do it, I'd be 400% happier on average? Well, I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to go and copy them. So a lot of the reason that cults fail is they encounter more intelligent cults. And left to choose between the dogma of the status quo and massive improvements of well-being and intelligence, one of two things happens. Either the ignorant ones die out because they are committed to the stupidity of their dogma, or the majority vote to accommodate. Why has the world moved towards electricity? Well, everyone who encounters the cult of electricity to date has pretty much said, I'll connect my house if given the chance, and so they do, and so that cult spreads. But as that is replaced over time with a superior method of energy delivery, a different form of energy that is more intelligent, the electrical wiring system will be eclipsed, just like every technology in human history. And so one can structure a life to be safe and comfortable so far. I did that with my house, the perfect house, with the perfect design, with the perfect, everything set up just what I wanted, with the perfect food, with the perfect house cleaner, right? And all, so this perfect little cocoon. Now, here's the trap of solving trauma, of solving fear with the perfect gilded cage. Well, first of all, analytically, I would notice that the only time I was really calm and relaxed was in my house. And that was the way, that was exactly the way I wanted it. There was no way to improve it. So that's there. Now, do I want to travel? Well, I have to leave my perfect house. The hotels, they were never as good as my perfect house. The food that I cooked that was my perfect food, no restaurant could cook food like that. The one or two people that I connected with perfectly, no one else is even close to that level of perfection, right? I mean, I talk to this person, we have a great time, and then this person is sullen, and this person over. I just can live in my house, eating my food with my two favorite people, and it'll be absolutely perfect, except there's no growth. And there's nothing wrong with having a beautiful oasis. It's a wonderful thing, and at a certain stage in development, doing all this was great. But one needs to grow through the management protocol, meaning I found myself getting irritable and frustrated because I stopped growing in my little cocoon. But it made no sense to me because every time I left my cocoon, I felt worse. So if I'm trying to pursue well-being, why would I leave my little gilded cage and feel worse and spend more energy and more money? Like if you travel to a 5-star hotel somewhere else, I'm paying $400 a night to feel worse than I would in my own house. Doesn't sound intelligent. But the reality is that 99% of all that is lies in the unknown. And to integrate, to keep growing, we have to grow out of our little ideas, of our little experiences, of our little lives, of our little dogmas and certainties, into the complexity of the unknown. And in order to do that, I don't know if there's something about this topic that is because this takes us into the unknown. I knew what I was going to say, and then my voice. What's going on? This is the unknown right here. Where is this taking me? What feelings? What sensations? I don't know. I know how to continue the topic, but there's an interruption. There's a wake up and listen. Aha, that seems to have settled it. Being more aware seems to have settled it. There's a sense of needing to integrate and be part of something bigger. And that requires facing the unknown. And that requires facing fear, which requires healing pain. So, a gilded cage up to a point, but the best thing to use that gilded cage for is for deeper healing and introspection, so that one can go out rather than be imprisoned by the fear of the unknown.